Hi everybody, this is Robert at Scott Leroy Marketing. Today we're going to show you how to make listing-enabled marketing materials in the command design section. Specifically, we're going to look at just listed flyers and open house flyers. And it's a very similar process for both of them. In fact, it's almost the exact same process until the last couple of steps. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that this is a follow-along video. You're going to be doing what I do. You're going to click what I click. So if I move too quickly for you, the beauty of using a video is that you're welcome to pause the video, do what I did, then start the video again. Or if you missed a step, you can actually rewind the video and play it again. So that's why we like using video, because you can go at your own pace. Our first step is going to be to log into Command at agent.kw.com. Once you're logged into Command, over in our left-hand menu, and if you want to expand this out to see the names, you can just click on the KW logo up here. We're going to go into Designs here on the left menu. Once we're in the Design section, down in the bottom right, we're going to click on our plus sign inside this teal circle here to create a new marketing material. And we're going to choose Print up here. We're not going to do email or social. We're going to do Print. And then you have the option here to check this box for import photos and text from a listing. This does work most of the time, but if it doesn't, we're going to show the steps for if it doesn't work. So we're going to check this box just to assume that it does work. And then we'll click on Create Template. And it's going to pop out a search here for the KWLS 2.0. You can search by the KWLS ID, the MLS ID, or the address of the listing. And then over here in this drop down, which you can't see very well, you can search all listings or only your listings. You can switch between those. So if you want to do just materials for your listings, you would click on that and it would show just your listings here. Scott doesn't have any listings. He's not an agent. So we're going to search all listings, and I'm just going to search for, I'm just going to choose any one of these here. We've got this 550 West Fulton Street just sitting here in Chicago. So I'm going to click select on this. Once we're here in WeBrand, we're going to come over here into just listed, or we do also have the option for open house. The steps I'm going to show you after this are roughly the same for both of these, but we will go through both of them. We're going to do just listed first, so we'll click on that menu item over here on the left, and we have the option for door hangers, flyers, trifolds, postcards, or portrait or standard postcards. We're just going to do letter size flyers because that's what most people have the ability to print at home. So we'll click on that, and we have three options here for just listed. I like this one that specifically says just listed in real big letters right here at the top. So I'm going to click use on that one. Once the template editor loads, the first thing we want to do is go over here in the left side menu and click on where it says KWLS. And this should automatically bring in that listing that you selected in that search before we came over here to WeBrand. If it doesn't, you can just search for that up here in this search bar. We can come back here and we can search for like 550 West Fulton. And then we're going to search by listing address and hit enter. And here it is here. It's that same listing. We're going to click select, and it's going to show us all the same things. It's going to show us the listing details and the photos here. For the photos, we're just going to click and drag whichever photo we want to replace this one right here, this nice little suburbia home here. I'm going to choose this one right here. I'm just going to click and drag it over here, and it's going to replace that image there really easily. And then we're going to come up here to images here. We're going to replace this nice lady's picture here with your picture. This is going to pull this from your marketing profile. Going to hover that over our girl there, and there we go. It replaces that with Scott's picture. And then we're going to come back here to the KWLS, and we should be able to click and drag the listing details into here. So let's see. Let's drag this address here on top of that. And no, it doesn't do that very easily. So it looks like the only thing that it's automatically populating in there is the picture, and you'd have to manually update the rest of this information. So we're going to change this. We're going to update this to say our 550, and then click down into this box. And we are having to double click to get into these boxes. So this is West, what is my address here? Fulton Street. Apartment 304, and then you would put in whatever your beds, whatever your baths, whatever your square feet, and your year built. You could even just remove that year built if you wanted to. I'm going to change that, take that out here. There we go, no more line there for year built. And for this square, this box that's surrounding them, I'm going to click on the edge of that and just drag this up a little bit so we can And then we're going to drag up the white box here. It's apparently the outline and the box are separate. Why is it doing these separately? There we go. It looks like there's 3. So you're going to have to drag all of those up to fit the new size that you've got here. And you could drag them farther down too to intrude more on this picture. Then you'd update your name here. I don't believe it's going to put your name, so you'd have to change this to change your name. Maybe you have to drag out the size of this box a little bit. Let's see, click and drag that out that way. There we go, got that name. Update that contact information and the description of your listing. And then what you'd want to do is download this. So you can download this, since this is a flyer and you're going to be printing this out, more often than not, you're going to want the PDF version. And you want to do all designs and you want to do high resolution print quality. And then you'll click on Start Download, and that's going to download that as a high-quality PDF that you can print at home, or you can take it to your printer and they'll print that out for you. You could take that maybe to Office Depot or another local printer that you use. So there's that PDF there, and if I click on that, this is what it's going to look like printed. So it's a very similar process. Let me save this here and then go back. It's a very similar process for that open house flyer. So we just did that just listed. Down here is that open house. So we'll click on that. And we're again going to do this letter option here because most people don't have the ability to print door hangers at home. So we're going to do that letter option. And we'll do this nice You're Invited one here. We'll click on Use on that. And in a perfect world, when we click on that KWLS here, it should show that same listing we were just working with. You can go back and choose a different listing if that's what you wanted to do, but it should show the same listing you were already working on. So we're going to do, I like this one here. I'm going to drag that here into my first picture and then drag, this one has a nice view of the window, drag that down to my other picture here. And then you'd have to update that information for the listing. So again, this is 550 West Fulton Street, apartment 304. Ooh, got my caps lock on. West Fulton Street, apartment 304. And then you update all that information there. For this KWDBA name, I forgot to mention that on the other one, you should be able to replace that also with your Market Center logo from your marketing profile there. So we drag that, nope. So we're going to have to drag this over here and resize it down to roughly the same size as this one. Click on that one, hit delete, and then drag this one down there where it was. And then you just update your name and your website and your contact information and the time and everything for the open house there. Then you do the same process. You click on download, go for your PDF, get your high resolution print quality, and then do that start download, and it's going to download that again as a PDF. And when you open that up, this is what it'll look like. It'll show that to you as what it will look like printed. Now, this KW on the water here, I'm not sure why it made that black with that gray and the green. So you may have to play around with that, upload a new image. But just try printing it out and see if it still prints that way or if it prints it correctly. That's how you can create a just listed flyer and an open house flyer for your new listing in Command. If you have additional questions about that, feel free to send us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com.